Hey guys, you remember this? Stalemate? That's the first way to draw a game. But today I'm going to teach you more ways to draw a game. And there are, if I remember, 5 ways to draw a game. I'm going to try to remember all of them. Try to get 5. If I don't get 5, then there's 4 ways. I'm pretty sure I know them all. Yeah, there's some complicated ones that don't happen in all chess. But we're just going to cover the simple ones that are in all chess and don't require any complications. And then I'll get you guys to vote on whether you want another game explaining these 2 complicated draws that I have. It'll only take a minute. You want another video? Or do you want me to not explain them at all? So here we're going to go. 5 ways to draw a game. Stalemate. Now we're going to go on to another one. So we've got 1 out of 5. Okay. Second way to draw a game is called Threefold Repetition. That's where the same position happens 3 times in a game with the same person to move at the same turn. It doesn't have to be in a row, but most of the time it is in a row. Okay, here is an example of 3-move repetition. What was it? Starting position, he was here. So yeah, there. So we both played 2 moves. But actually, yeah. And then we're gonna go again. So remember, we had this position. Have it again. Draw. We have had this position once, twice, 3. Once, twice, 3 times. So it's a draw. Okay, we've got 2 ways. That's threefold repetition. So you don't want to be repeating your moves if you're winning. Next way to draw a game. Quick fire. Okay, I'm going to tell you that a bishop and a king against a king cannot checkmate. And here is another way to draw a game. I'm also going to tell you about chess clocks, which have a certain amount of time. And if you have something called increment, you have a certain amount of time at the start. And so when it's your move, that clock is ticking. And then when you make your move, you press the clock and your opponent's clock starts ticking. And if you run out of time, you lose, except for a special position. And also on chess clocks, you can have something called increment, where every time you make a move, it can add something onto your clock. There's also something called delay, where there's a certain amount of time that goes by until your clock starts ticking. So it doesn't start ticking for a certain amount of time, even though it's your turn. So, if your opponent doesn't have enough pieces to checkmate, and you run out of time, it's a draw. Yeah. So, think of it like this. You lose all of your pieces, except for your king. And if the best player in the world can checkmate, then you can checkmate, but you don't have to show it. Like maybe you actually can't do the checkmate. If the best player in the world can do it, then you just win. But if the best player in the world can't do it, like Black couldn't win in this position, even for Magnus Carlsen, best player in the world, against worst player in the world. Like, for example, if White just hung his queen, this is a draw. Because actually, the bishop and the king versus the king can't check. Okay, so that's 3 ways to draw a game. Okay, next way to draw is draw by agreement. At any time, you can offer a draw to your opponent. And if your opponent moves, then they've said no. Or also, they can just say no. Or they could accept it. It'll be a draw. Like this position, it'll be okay to offer a draw because both sides have equal pieces. Pawns are same side of the board. It's probably going to be a draw. So you could save some of your life by offering a draw instead of just playing it out. Okay, next way to draw a game. This is insufficient checkmating material. White doesn't have enough pieces to checkmate. Knight and king versus king can't checkmate, so it's a draw. The 5th and final draw is very complicated. It's called the 50 move rule. It's where both players play 50 moves in a row without taking any pieces or moving a pawn. Some kids think, hey, the game's gone on for 50 moves. It's a draw. No, that's not quite it. 50 moves without anyone moving a pawn or taking anything. Like in this position, probably not going to take anything. In fact, can't. Well, you can if the king took one of the bishops, but that's probably not happen. You can't move any pawns. So if it went on for 50 more moves, just play super fast here. Okay, got a few moves down. Whew. Got 21 and 20 and a half moves. It's going to take a long time. Okay, still going. Don't leave, please. I like you here. And the 50th move. White played his 50th move, Black played his 50th move, and the game is a draw after 50 moves. Okay, video over. Remember, I can do another video on complicated draws if you want, but for now, bye.